What if I told you this entire podcast was created without me recording a single word? No microphone, no sound booth, not even me sitting down to talk for hours. Sounds crazy, right? But in 2025, it's completely possible. Thanks to AI, you can build a professional podcast from start to finish without doing the traditional heavy lifting. Today, I'll walk you through the exact process step by step. By the end of this guide, you'll know how to plan, write, record, edit, and even repurpose a podcast, all powered by AI. Step 1. Script writing with AI. Every great podcast starts with a script, even if it's just a rough outline. In the old days, this meant hours of brainstorming, researching, and writing everything out by hand. But now, with tools like ChatGPT, you can create a full podcast script in minutes. Let's say you want to make a podcast about the future of space travel. All you need to do is open ChatGPT, type in your topic, and ask it to generate a structured podcast script. You can even tell it what style you want. Maybe something casual, like two friends talking over coffee, or something more formal, like a news broadcast. The AI can generate intros, segues, and even questions if you want to create a Q&A style show. One trick I recommend is asking the AI to write in bullet points first. That way you get the key ideas clearly laid out. Then you can expand those into a conversational format. This makes it feel natural and easy to listen to. You can also include jokes, rhetorical questions, or little personal touches. And yes, the AI can even mimic your sense of humor if you feed it some examples. The beauty here is flexibility. You don't need to spend days perfecting your script. Instead, you can generate multiple versions, compare them, and pick the one that flows best. That's the foundation of your podcast. Fast, clear, and AI-powered. Step 2. Bringing words to life with AI voices. Now you've got a script, but how do you actually turn it into spoken words without recording yourself? That's where AI voice technology comes in. In 2025, tools like ElevenLabs can generate voices so realistic that most people can't tell they're artificial. You have a couple of options here. First, you can choose from a library of pre-made voices. These cover all sorts of tones and accents: male, female, calm, energetic, deep, or lighthearted. The second option, which is even cooler, is cloning your own voice. With just a short audio sample, ElevenLabs can create a digital twin of your voice that sounds nearly identical. Imagine never having to sit in front of a microphone again, yet still being able to publish new episodes in your own recognizable voice. Not only does this save you hours, but it also keeps your brand consistent. If you run into a noisy environment or lose your voice one day, your podcast doesn't have to stop. AI has your back, but you don't have to limit yourself to one voice. If you want to create a show with multiple characters or a co-host, you can generate different voices for different segments. For example, you could have one voice reading the news, another voice providing commentary, and a third voice asking questions. Suddenly, your solo podcast feels like a full production team. That's the magic of AI voices. They give you flexibility, creativity, and speed. No studio required. Step 3. Adding visuals and video. Now, here's where podcasts in 2025 are evolving. Traditionally, podcasts were audio only, but with platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and even Spotify pushing video podcasts, adding visuals is becoming a must. And guess what? AI makes this part easy too. You can use tools like HeyGen to generate talking avatars. These avatars can act as your virtual hosts, moving their lips and expressions in sync with the AI-generated voice. This means you don't even need to be on camera. The avatar does the presenting for you. If you want to level it up, you can mix in B-roll footage. For example, if your podcast is about technology, you can show clips of gadgets, space launches, or news footage while your AI host is talking. If your topic is lifestyle, you could drop in stock videos of people, cities, or nature to make it more engaging. The goal is to make your podcast not just something people listen to, but something they watch. And in 2025, attention is everything. A video podcast automatically doubles your chances of reaching more people because it works on both YouTube and traditional audio platforms. Step 4. editing and mixing. Okay, now you've got your script, your voice, and your visuals. The next step is putting it all together. And here's where editing comes in. CapCut has become one of the most popular editing tools for creators because it's simple, free, and loaded with AI features. You can import your AI-generated voices, drop in your visuals, and start arranging everything like puzzle pieces. Want to add intro music? CapCut has a massive music library. Need captions? The AI auto-generates them in seconds. Want smooth transitions? Drag and drop effects take care of that. You can even color grade your visuals to give your podcast a professional look. The key is to think of editing as storytelling. It's not just cutting clips together, it's creating flow. You want your podcast to feel smooth from start to finish, with no awkward gaps or sudden jumps. Add background music for mood, insert sound effects for emphasis, and keep the pacing snappy so your audience stays hooked. And here's another bonus. Once you've set up a template for your podcast, you can reuse it every time. That way, future episodes take half the effort. Step 5. Repurposing your podcast. Here's the final step, and honestly, it's one of the most important if you want to grow your audience. Once you've made a full-length podcast, you shouldn't stop there. Instead, break it down into smaller pieces of content. That's where tools like Opus Clip come in. With AI, you can automatically cut your podcast into short, engaging clips for TikTok, Instagram, Reels, and YouTube Shorts. These clips highlight the best moments of your show, the parts that grab attention instantly. Why does this matter? Because short-form content is exploding. Billions of people scroll through TikTok and Shorts daily, and if you're not there, you're missing out. By turning one long podcast into dozens of bite-sized clips, you multiply your reach without doing extra work. Think of it like this. Your main podcast is the movie, and your shorts are the trailers. The trailers get people excited and curious, and then they come back to watch the full thing. That's how you build a community around your podcast in 2025. The bigger picture, when you step back and look at this whole process, it's honestly incredible how far things have come. Just a few years ago, starting a podcast meant buying expensive equipment, learning audio editing, and spending hours recording. Now with AI, you can do the same thing in a fraction of the time, often for free or at a very low cost. This changes who can become a podcaster. You don't need a studio or a production team anymore. Students, solo creators, business owners, or anyone with an idea can launch a podcast from their laptop. AI has completely lowered the barrier to entry. And here's the thing, the quality isn't just good enough, it's professional. The voices sound natural, the visuals look polished, and the editing is top-notch. Listeners won't care that it was AI made, they'll just enjoy the content. And that's how you create a full podcast with AI in 2025. From script writing to voices, visuals, editing, and repurposing, the entire process can be automated and simplified with the right tools. The real question is, would you listen to an AI-hosted podcast? Or even better, would you start one yourself? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your take. And if you found this helpful, make sure to hit subscribe for more AI tutorials and step-by-step guides. The future of content creation is here, and you don't want to miss it.